drifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. Welcome back. You're watching the thrift store rundown, bringing Hollywood to the classroom on a budget all September long. This week, we're introducing you to the next level joy of reading, making reading fun and fundamental at the same time, in a variety of categories going far beyond books. Our next platform is a good old-fashioned newspaper. I don't know about you, but newspapers were my gateway to literacy when I was just a baby. Specifically, the Friday newspapers, the New York Post and the Daily News, and the movie showtimes list, complete with mini posters, all in black and white, some in color. Oh goodness, I was enchanted by those, and I said this story once before, but it bears repeating again. In later years, I came to find out that the New York Times, the nation's preeminent newspaper, when they had early and public access to their electronic edition, oh man, they beat both magazines by a mile when it came to movie showtimes and ads. They were awesome, and now they're kinda lacking. USA Today, for the most part, although they're supposed to be the nation's preeminent newspaper by some journalistic standards, well, they don't really have anything in the movie showtimes and ads department, although they have a pretty decent art section. Anyway, I wouldn't know that as a fact. I don't read USA Today much, but having purchased this 25-year compilation of the stories that shaped our nation for $7.99 from Home Base Unique Thrift Store in Patterson, it is tempting to pay homage to a quarter century of expert reporting on stories that go well beyond Oprah and Reagan and Clinton and Pope John Paul II and Lance Armstrong. This Spotlight Press publication dives deep into 25 years of first-hand accounts of the stories that really touched our nation. Tragic, like 9/11, and triumphant, even by the pettiest standards, like watching the first season of Survivor, the OG pioneers of reality competitions. Those stories and so many more are divided into these four categories: American and global headlines, cultural trends and changes, and 25 Americans who shape our lives. So let's get started, and I want to cover a wide range of stories in here. For the most part, stories that mostly all of us and our past generations are familiar with. Like this one, the OJ Simpson trial. The famed football player on trial for killing his wife and her lover. We all know how that turned out. The acquittal triggering a day of anger and joy across the board. One of the most divisive and divided reactions we've ever seen coming out of this trial. One of the originators of what they call trial-tainment today. Simpson free. This is just one of many USA Today sample covers you'll find throughout the book that really bring home the major stories that you see in here, all of which come from excerpts from articles originally published in USA Today's archives, like this one by Richard Price and Sally Ann Stewart, dated October 4th, 1995. Oh man, did the prosecution fail? Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian and company, the dream team. All with targets on their backs, both of them, until the day they died. And that includes OJ too. Although the juice wouldn't stay loose for far too long. And how about this day? October 28, 2004, in USA Today, the Sox reverse curse. I'm sure everybody remembers the 2004 World Series, where, after 86 years of BS, the Red Sox finally got their first World Series title, sweeping the Cardinals, clipping their wings 3-0. If you were in Busch Stadium and were a Cardinals fan, I feel for you. But if you were among the 5,000 Red Sox fans in the stadium cheering and chanting, "Thank you, Red Sox," for more than 40 minutes after the game, oh yeah, there's no question you knew where you were and what you were doing. Same applies for those who couldn't make it to the stadium but watched it at home and watched their Red Sox put 86 years of nonsense behind them. 2004, their first World Series win since 1918. Next, the wall falls in 1989. The wall is gone as Berliners celebrate at the relic of the past. In 87, when President Reagan told Mikhail Gorbachev, then General Secretary, to tear down that wall, it took a couple of years for him and his people to do so, but in 89, it finally happened. The wall fell for good. And what Reagan said, openness and change, finally came about to the people of Berlin and beyond. Next, a farewell to Diana. You know, I'm not a royal family follower, so I don't do a lot of royal family material on this channel, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows where they were and what they were doing on the night of August 31st, 1997, when Diana, the People's Princess of London and beyond for the most part, was killed in a car crash at the age of 36, and in the following days, London and the world were in a complete, unbreakable state of mourning, and really solid in their unity and their grief. Bidding a fond and premature farewell to the People's Princess, who was definitely beloved by many. Somebody once said, the best one of the lot is gone. This is like a bad dream. She represented us, rich or poor, you were the same to her. Heed must be paid, whether you read in USA Today or any other newspaper for that matter. But lightening things up a bit, we also have here video games growing up. The introduction of the new PlayStation 3 and the Nintendo Wii rocking the video game world, and certainly rocking my pal Zephaniah's heart. He's definitely the gamer between the two of us. Oh yeah, Atari, Nintendo, and Sega all had pretty good days too, with Lara Croft games and Mario games, the like. Reality TV took off, with the likes of Survivor still going strong after a quarter of a century. The Osbournes, which inexplicably won an Emmy. Man. In the wake of the sudden death of Ozzy Osbourne, I will never be able to listen to the Dog the Bounty Hunter theme song in the same way again. And yes, the late great Ozzy Osbourne of Black Sabbath co-wrote and performed the theme song to A&E's Dog the Bounty Hunter, which is by default my favorite song of his. I come from a certain era, folks. It's just childhood for me. It's not just the Osbournes and Survivor. It's The Simple Life, The Apprentice, although we don't talk about The Apprentice. The root of all evil. And American Idol, and its pioneering winner, Kelly Clarkson, now blazing a new path in daytime television. Condolences to you, by the way, on the loss of your former husband and manager, Brandon Blackstock. There you go. TV viewers idolize reality, whether it's singing or surviving or trying to take over the business, which this guy has done way too much, and we gotta kick him out. But when? And finally, paying homage to the 25 Americans who shaped our lives. I can only think of two worth mentioning because these two are quite prolific on this page. Steven Spielberg, America's favorite director, and America's doyen of domesticity, Martha Stewart, the lifestyle expert of the world. If there was such a thing as a designated lifestyle expert of America, maybe Trump could do us all solid and main Martha Stewart that. Then again, she probably would want no part of that. More than Tom Cruise and Robert Kennedy said an honor from Trump. Operation Desert Storm, the Oklahoma City bombing, and the Asian tsunami. Man-made and natural evil. But there's also some measure of triumph, like working women gaining a leg up in the workplace, specifically working wives. And of course, plenty of sports triumphs. And the wake and rise of a nation willing to defend and protect its own in the aftermath of September 11, 2001. With a foreword by then-editor Ken Paulson, and a little bit of a precursor to the foreword, if you will, from founder Al Newhoff, and some sample fun covers of USA Today newspapers. This really tells you all you need to know about the America of of a quarter century that was and still is, at least to many minds. 4.5 out of 5 claps. And when I say was and still is, and leave it at that, it's a matter of fact. There's not one accident that you could find to tie into this that wouldn't apply today. That's a quarter century of USA Today for you. We are who we are. And if you ask me, we and them look good for a couple of quarters more. Let's just hope I don't have to shell out nearly 32 quarters for this, because it's kind of hefty. But otherwise, that's 25 years of USA Today, the stories that shape our nation. And here's what's on deck for Thursday. These are the Friends Central Puck Couch bookends, double-sided, which makes for easier and more attractive stories. I'm sorry, a fly just flew by me. Ah, jeez. Man, on Organization Day, you're bound to run into all sorts of obstacles. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.